Hi, this video is about the Go defer statement, a concept unique to Go programming language. To explain how it works, I'll show you some common usage patterns. Defer allows to assign a function to be called when the surrounding function returns. In fact, this looks very simple. You just take your function calls and add a defer keyword before them. In this case, they will be called when the main function returns. The function calls are being assigned to a stack, so they're called in reverse order. The function arguments are evaluated when the defer statement is evaluated. So if you want access to a value that's going to be changed into the surrounding function, you should pass it by a reference in the deferred call. Let's move to the first real use case. Defer is commonly used to perform cleanup actions, for instance closing files, committing transactions, releasing mutex locks, and more. If you open a file, consider to close it and defer because this would solve at least two issues. First, the code that works with the file can be really big and have multiple return points. At some point, the developer may forget to close the file. Another issue is that the code below may simply panic, and then neither return statement and cleanup logic will be executed, except if it was deferred before. So consider this as a guaranteed call, and use it to commit the data that should be saved before the function returns. As in this example, an imaginary file is getting closed even as the code panics. Another use case of deferred function calls can be seen in some synchronization patterns. For example, a pattern involving wait group from the sync package that allows to wait until a fleet of Go routines finish their work. Each Go routine defers a calls to signal about its completion. Without defer, a panicking Go routine that won't call done method would deadlock in the whole wait group. Speaking of panics, a deferred function call can be used to catch a panic in function and convert its context into an error value instead. But this topic is discussed in another video about error handling in Go. Lastly, it's important to remember that deferred calls are not optimal for the runtime. Each time you use a defer, it may cause a performance hit, so try to avoid calling defer in tight loops, or in any place where performance matters. You can always check out the performance benchmark and see it for yourself. For example, in this Save Trade Map implementation, we use mutex, and if we use defer to unlock mutex, the performance hit is 3 times slower than the version without defer. Also, when releasing resources and cleanup operations, remember that earlier is better. It's not necessary to defer cleanups to the end of the surrounding function. And that's it. I hope it's clear where and when defer statements are useful and where it's better to avoid them. Try it out and have some fun.